Talking Reds, it's Tuesday, the 2nd of July, not a Friday. We've been moved.
We have been moved, I'm not sure why.
I feel like when they move schedules around for like Strictly and all that, when ITV announced a bigger show, like when Ant and Decker coming back on.
I think it might be because like we were on like the Friday slot and everyone's like, yeah, that's where you get blooders on a Friday. Now we're moved into the Tuesday where the real meat of the week's here. Like put the superstars on the good slot.
And we've been promoted, have we? Because everyone's out Friday nights and that, you know what I mean? So I'm
saying that. It's a promotion. Let us know what you think, viewers.
The new Tuesday crew. Anyway, I'm Andy Heaton. This is Kev Walsh. And start the day off, Rafa Benitez.
The Lord Rafa himself.
The king. He's got it. Well, no, he is a king.
He's a king amongst men, mate. I love him.
Emperor.
I love him.
He's in Newcastle and he's got a new job. Let me try and get this right. He signed on to coach Dalian Weifang in China.
Very well done.
There you go, mate. £12 million a year. £12 million a year.
Fair play to you.
Tell you what, I get out of bed for that every morning.
He deserves it, doesn't he? You know, he's done a lot of good jobs at a lot of tough places at Liverpool. He was unbelievable, but the pressure to work under in the situation was a joke. He then moved around and gone to Real Madrid, probably the wrong time, into Milan. He went there and it just didn't work out for him, poor ownership. And then he's landed up at the worst of the worst when it comes to Newcastle.
Why is he attracted to crackpots?
Do you know what? He's like one of these fellas who just really likes birds, who give you a really hard time, isn't he? You know what I mean? Yeah. He wants them to be throwing him out every week and having murder all the time and all that. Maybe he just loves making up with them, I don't know. But he obviously couldn't make up with that Mike Ashley up at Newcastle,
do you get a sense he just likes arguing?
Oh, he definitely loves arguing, doesn't he?
Do you know what I mean? He needs like something to rail against to like get the best out of him. Yeah, I always think that.
But you know what, though? I don't know whether that is it, because he's so good at what he does. But maybe, you know what, maybe that is. Maybe that's what sparks the fire.
Fires him a little bit, you know what I mean?
It sparks the fire in his belly and it goes. But I hope he goes over there and just rips it up. But the problem is, as we've just been saying off camera, he's going over there and no one will know what he's doing really, because players go over there and they're just forgotten about. So it'll be the same with managers, you know what I mean? Remember Teixeira, who was supposed to be signing? Alex Teixeira. And I've never, literally, I was only reminded of him yesterday, someone mentioned him. I thought, I've never heard anything
that was me,
since.
Actually.
Was it you?
On social media.
I've never heard anything since from him. He looked like an absolute belter of a player, didn't he? So hopefully Rafa gets a little bit more.
It was the Russian league though, wasn't it? I mean, to be fair as well, there's managers who've gone over there and come back. I mean, you look at Pellegrini. Yeah. Was over there. I mean, you talk about, I know it's a long time ago, but I mean, you talk about Asian leagues. Arsenal got Arsene Wenger from, I think it was...
No, that was Japanese.
That was Japanese, yeah, but it's still... Yeah. So they still keep an eye on it. If he goes over there, he does well, fair play to him. And also...
Grampusate was Lineker, wasn't he?
Grampusate. Oh, whatever. We'll sort it out.
We'll be ending up back on a Friday slot here, won't we?
Friday slots already, yeah. But no, he's still there. People know what it is. I mean, would you rather be working or not working? You know, you've just took another year off. Just keep your hand in it. But no, if he goes over there, smashes it. I mean, it is a growing league that attracting more and more high-profile players and managers now. Yeah. I think it's safe to say that he's probably the biggest managerial appointment. Yeah,
you would have thought so.
You think so, wouldn't you?
You'd imagine there'd been some competition in for him as well. So fair play for making the decision to go over there, because he could have easily got a job over here, no doubt.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll be honest with you, I still can't believe that Newcastle have been so remiss as to let him go. It's bananas. It's almost as if...
I feel sorry for Newcastle fans, you know, because they're a one-club city, and as much stick as I sometimes give them, they are a passionate fan base, and they deserve better than what Mike Ashley's given them. If they could get a proper owner in place, they'd have the infrastructure up there and the fan base now that they only need. Like an owner like we've got, who develops the commercial revenues, they could fly. It wouldn't take that much, but Ashley just seems to be like an anchor around the neck. He's going to drown him if they're not careful.
Considering Ashley's business, you think he'd be bang on to the market side of it?
It feels like he loves an argument though, and maybe he's now at the point where he said, well, listen, you've been that horrible to me all this time. I'm not moving, because he doesn't need the money at all, does he? So
as long as it holds its value in that, but it's just I think it's one of those things where you've got to separate the club from the fans. Yeah. I mean, I'm with Kev. I mean, Newcastle's one of my favourites away.
Yeah, I like home to Newcastle.
You know, and Geordies in general are sound as well. But Newcastle as a club, I mean, I know we had it bad, but we did have it bad, didn't we?
We did.
But we know what that's like, and we know the frustrations that can bring, and you just wonder where they're going to go next and who they're going to bring in, and you know, I mean, part of me hopes that Ashley got to the point with Benitez that he just wasn't going to deal with him, and he actually brings someone in and does spend a bit of money, because if he doesn't, I think they're in big trouble.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? A couple of years over there, then come back?
Nah, I think you might...
Is this it now in England for Benitez?
I think you'll see the winding down of him now, because the top clubs are not going to take him, and the likes of Leicester's, I think by the time he comes back, you'll find Leicester, possibly Wolves will be... You'll have more of a top 8 than a top 6 as it is now, and I think he's probably going to struggle to get into that. And at the age he is, he's probably thinking, I do want to spend some time over there on a Wirral, spend a bit of time with his wife and his kids, and he might have grandkids by the time that come round. His daughters must be getting towards that age, mustn't he? So, do you know what I mean? So he probably won't get his 12 million quid a year to, 2-3 seasons over there, and maybe come back to a job you don't know, but maybe he's thinking, I'll manage kids football over there.
In my head, he always finishes with the Spanish national team job.
I'd love to see that happen. I'd love to see him win a World Cup there, but whether it will or not, we'll have to see.
Anyway, on to things pertaining Liverpool. James Milner has been chatting again, talking about Andy Robertson. I don't know how much you love Andy Robertson.
I love Andy Robertson.
Just saying, how important it is to have characters like this in the dressing room, and how good it is for team spirit. I mean, I'm a little bit cynical with this. I always think, well, if that's the case, why did they sell them when the legs have gone? Do you know what I mean? I almost think it's damning with faint praise. Don't get me wrong, I think Andy Robertson's the best left back in Europe. But I think sometimes we say, oh yeah, he's great in the dressing room. Well, I think shouldn't they all be great in the dressing room? You say that, but some of them aren't. Hardy, how many footballers have you met, or ex-footballers, and you think he's a prick him? And listen, I met one recently, and he wasn't great. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to name him, but he wasn't a pleasure to deal with at all. And we were in a social setting as well. Some people are just not. You can't have everyone. You can't have 20 lads in the dressing room and every one of them be the joker and the life of the party, can you? Because some people just aren't that. Whereas Andy Robbo would appear as him and centre like the class clowns, but they're also the two best players, or two of the best players. Yeah. So it works well in our favour. I don't think you can damn Robertson with faint praise, because, as you said, he's the best left back in the world. He's got an unbelievable work ethic. He's also got that belief in himself, because you look, one of the best steel things behind there, he comes across as dead affable. I'm convinced there's a naughty streak in there.
Here's how big the naughty streak is and how confident he is in his own ability. When he gave Messi at Anfield, it was still 3-0 to them, on aggregate, and he's given pushed the head down and all that. So that could have gone the wrong way for him now. Fired Messi right up, and he scores a hat-trick and was 6-0 down. But it doesn't. It works in our favour, and that's probably because he knows how to play that type of situation.
Milner's got a bit of that in him as well, funny enough.
Yeah, well, Milner gave it to Neymar, didn't he?
Well, exactly. And I always remember the first Barcelona away when Suarez makes a point of running past Robertson and screaming in his face. I like to think you keep that up there.
Yeah, of course.
Keep it in the book, serve it cold, as it were. But no, I mean, Kev's right. I mean, there is, and it's never been said officially by the manager, but it's said that there is a very strict no dickheads policy at Liverpool, and it does seem. I mean, the scenes after the final, the scenes throughout the season, the scenes when they've been away on their holidays, they all do seem to be getting on, and it does seem to be a good place to be, the Liverpool dressing room at the minute. Even the players who aren't playing, Mingale's been top class.
And there've been rumours previously that Mignolet was grumbling a little bit, which you could understand. But then he's obviously made a decision and gone, well, no, I'm going to play a part in this. But that decision only gets made by the player if he's brought into the fold by the manager enough. The player doesn't just go, well, I want to be a part of that, because you'd rail against it if you felt like you were being pushed out. So he's obviously being brought as part of the group from a situation where it probably wasn't ideal for him, and now it looks like he's probably going to end up being our number 2 next year, so fair play.
And to be fair to him, he's not playing second fiddle to Loris Karius anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, where's your argument?
Professional pride there, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Boss, no, look at that fella over there, he's massive. No, so as I said, long way that continue, and I mean, you do wonder whether that affects decisions made at the top level with new signings. Because we talk about it for years. Gerard Houllier first brought that in, didn't he? Not always successfully, by the way. They do checks into the background, see what someone was like, to ask around. Because he said one bad apple can cause massive problems. Talking about Liverpool at Anfield, Pep Guardiola, talking about the myth, said Anfield's a bugger of a stadium to visit. He was talking on Catalan TV, onto a Catalan newspaper, and he was saying essentially that he felt for Barcelona because that's happened to him at Anfield, and it's the only place in European football where it can get hold of you and you kind of lose it.
It made him feel small, didn't he?
Yeah, which is massive, really, when you think about when Pep Guardiola's saying that.
Well, yeah, Colin from Coventry doesn't think there's much atmosphere around Anfield, but unlucky Cole, Pep Guardiola, who's one of the best managers in the world, certainly does, mate.
Carl from County Road.
Yeah, Carl from County Road definitely doesn't think there's an atmosphere. Nah, listen, you see it all over social media, and if you want to get involved with people like that, you can do. I generally tend to avoid it because you just can't be bothered. There's that many of them out there, but the atmosphere at Anfield, it can't be. Listen, it's been proved time and again that it isn't a myth. And what I'd say about the atmosphere at Anfield as well, in the last 5 years, it's improved exponentially. We've always had big nights and we've always had great times, but now the intensity in Anfield feels like it's there a lot more. I always think back to the Bournemouth game this year, 3 o'clock kickoff, and Spion Cop said, listen, we want a bit of an atmosphere in this one, and everyone responded to it. And obviously it helps when you're going for the league, but it feels like everyone's there to play the part now, whereas in the past there's sometimes maybe felt that people were coming to view the atmosphere.
Do you think that's a lot to do with, I mean, not just the manager, but the journey we've been on with the ownership and next in July, and we felt disenfranchised, because me and you used to, not that I like a moan, Kev, you know what I'm saying? But it almost felt for a couple of years like you were turning up out of moral obligation to the match. Like I had a duty more than anything, because it was a case of, well, I'm not going to let you grind me down. I'm defiant. I'm not going to let you see the end of me going the match. But the managers come in, and everyone laughs about the thing with 2-2 where he took all the players to the front of the Kop. But I think that's sown the seeds, and you see where we are now, and it's kind of like, you go to the match and you're buzzing. As you said, Bournemouth away. It's just unreal, and I think the manager and the team, we talk about the team spirit, I think there's a connect now between the fans and the team that hasn't been there for a long time. And a lot of it is down to saying having 11 or 50 however many the squad is good lads on the pitch.
Well, exactly, yeah, having the likes of Andy Robertson in there, having the likes of Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk. Listen, Virgil, after the Leicester game where we drew 1-1, after City had lost the night before, come out and criticise the crowd. You know what I mean? There's not many players in the club's history who've had the balls to do that. And Van Dijk's done it in a season where we're basically top of the league and we've ended up winning the European Cup. And the fans haven't like taken that to heart. They took it on board and said, yeah, okay, well that's right. We'll make sure that we're playing our part now. And it does feel like more of a connect. You're right. It feels like they're on the pitch doing it for us and we're in the stands trying to do it for them. Which it can sound corny, and other fans in the league and in this country especially.
Well, you can overindulge a little bit, can't you?
Well, listen, you can do, but other fans will laugh at that. But then, I don't care who you are. There's not a set of fans out there who haven't got at least a hardcore, who don't look at us and go, I wish we were doing that every week. I wish we had all them flags.
Limbs everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The likes of the celebrations we've got. That's what you're in football for. These people who want to go and sit down on the sides, that's sound, yeah. But we don't. We're in the Kop. We want to be involved in everything that's going on, and we want to roar the team on. Other teams don't necessarily do that, so what they do then is they try and denigrate us doing it. Well, it's right, Everton, yeah, that's spot on sound, but the atmosphere at Goodison and shit, and it has been for years. Whereas at Anfield, we're winning European Cups on the back of it.
Well, that's it. And go back to when arguably the most decorated manager in world football saying, actually, this is a thing.
Exactly.
But, I mean, Mourinho as well. For the fan, Mourinho, Wenger.
Well, they're all saying it at the moment, aren't they?
You know what I mean? Atmosphere FC, boys. Talking about atmosphere, Liverpool's pre-season. One of the best atmospheres I've ever had. Funny enough, was the Australian tour a couple of years ago.
I wasn't at that one, but the MCGs or MGC.
The MCG, unreal. And we're banging to Liverpool's pre-season, which is the US this summer. We're going to be there. We've got live shows in Chicago on July the 18th, in New York on July 22nd. And this is in the sales pitch, by the way, very limited tickets left. So if you want to get involved with that. We will be doing something in Boston, more to be revealed shortly. And that's it for today. So yeah, have a look, seatickets.com, search for the Anfield Wrap, all there. Up the Reds.